Should every deck play a main deck out to Noir? Well, see, this is the problem, or not the problem, but a problem with formats that have so many different decks. Of course, you don't want to auto lose to a certain deck when it goes first, right? Like losing to an unoutable boss monster is a problem if enough people are playing the deck. There's always, and this is always a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, is like, you have to decide what you want to focus on in the format, right? Because you can never possibly cover every single deck in existence in Yu-Gi-Oh. You have to look at what decks are popular and what decks you want to respect in your deck building, both for main deck and side deck, right? You have to be like, okay, is this deck popular enough for me to respect it in my main deck? Or is it popular enough for me to respect it in my side deck? Or is it maybe even not popular enough to even respect it at all, right? Maybe there's... We subconsciously do this every time anyways, with like the thousands of decks that no one is playing, where like, we just don't respect those. It's just the ones where they're kind of popular, where you have to make a conscious decision about like, am I going to respect this or not? With Purely, I'd say currently the situation is the following. I don't think enough people play Purely that you need to respect it in your main deck. You should probably have something in your side deck for Purely. The deck is definitely popular enough, I think, from my first impression, that it is reasonable to side deck against Purely. The only thing that I think you can reasonably do against Purely in your main deck, if you're worried about it, is you can play cards that are also good against other decks. Like, for example, a card like Kurikara does not only cover Purely. The card also covers Kashtira. Kurikara is also very good against like Melfi Sprite, Pure Sprite kind of decks. It's decent against Super Heavy Samurai, honestly. And Kurikara is like a good card in general, right? So like, you don't necessarily have to play a card that's just good against Purely. In a situation like that, when Purely is not that popular, you can simply decide to play a card that's good against other decks too. But yeah, we'll see how it evolves. Maybe Purely becomes more popular and then you definitely need outs. But right now, judging from the first, I mean, we're only looking at the first week of Nationals here. 3 Nationals, all relatively small. We're seeing not that many Purelies, right? We have no Purelies in Top Cut in Portugal. We have 2 in Top Cut in Ireland. I guess 3 if you count Purely Sprite. And then none in Israel either. So like, so far, Purely is not doing the hottest. It's not doing terribly, but